Hey, ladies. Hello, hello. Happy Freedom Friday. It's your girl, Sherri, in the building. Welcome to Black Women Making Money. Super excited to be here today. We have something that I've been wanting to do for a while, and I'm just calling it messy money topics. It's not anything in particular that can go into like one single video. Uh, but before we get started on that, there was some major economic news that happened this week. Yeah, a lot of economic news happened this week. But yesterday, the CEO of TikTok actually was in front of Congress. He endured 6 grueling hours in front of Congress, and they were with him. And we're going to talk about that. Literally, as I was doing my research and preparation for that today, I intended to just come and mention it. I watched like 30 minutes of the testimony. I've read the articles. I knew a little bit of it beforehand, but let me tell you, we could have done a whole show on the TikTok ban. So I'm actually going to take a little bit longer, talk about the TikTok ban, and then I've got some really messy stuff for us to talk about today. So I want to say, first of all, thumbs up the video, please. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Share the live stream. And outside of the TikTok discussion today, everything else is just going to be light banter, etc. And I'm actually going to put the StreamYard link into the chat here. In case anybody wants to come up, you are able to do that as well. So, yeah. Hello, Selfish Love is here saying she's here. Unknown is here. D'Ambrosia is in the building. Becoming Boss C is in the building as well, saying, I am glowing. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Char Willie is here saying happy Friday to everybody. Um, and hit the like button. Yes, ladies, hit the like button for me. Thank you so much. And I'm also going to throw my little fair use on here, even though I'm not doing any videos today, it's all articles, but just in case, fair use, fair use, fair use. Okay, so couple of things before I jump into the TikTok thing and all the other discussions. I'm doing something that's on my bucket list tomorrow. I'm so excited. Do you all have a bucket list? Tell me some of the things that are on your bucket list if you feel like sharing. I will share what's on my bucket list when I come back from doing the thing that's on my bucket list. But I have been so stressed and like working 7 days a week for the past literally 5 years that I needed to get out of writing business plans, as many of you know. And I my last day of writing business plans was December 31st of last year. I have my new job, things like that. For the first 3 months, because I started the new job in January, it's officially March 24th. Your girl's been sleeping on Saturdays and Sundays or just doing little stuff like go to the gym and go to the grocery store. I finally feel like I'm ready and able to do other things. My bank account doesn't reflect that yet, but that's okay. Um, it's interesting, like things are starting to snowball and happen even with that. So I'm like, Lord, if I could just hold on a little bit longer, things are going to be good. But do you have things on your bucket list that you want to do? Because my mother asked me, well, what's on your bucket list? And I was telling her that I'm going to do this thing. And she's like, what's on your bucket list? And I'm like, oh, I have a couple of things. I kind of rattled them off. But I'm like, I don't really have my bucket list written down, right? So I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to write down my bucket list items. And one day, ladies, we may come and have a whole discussion about that. But I started writing stuff down. Like I wrote down a couple of things that I was, starting with. And then other stuff started coming to me. So we'll share bucket list items, but D'Ambrosia is saying going to Dubai is on her bucket list. I love it. I don't have a bucket list at all. I need to get one. I literally pulled out my cell phone, pulled out my notes tab, and just started typing. And then over like 2 or 3 days, as stuff started coming to me, I just started typing more and typing more. So if y'all ever get my cell phone and you get my password, you will know what is on my bucket list. Becoming bossy is saying traveling internationally outside of North America. You can absolutely do that. You know, um, we're staying outside of North America, so Canada was actually one of the first places I traveled, which Toronto was really great. We also went to Quebec as well. I love Quebec. It's kinda like being in France a little bit, like little France, so if you want something that's close, but still kind of European, then Quebec is a great place to go. But yeah, and then you kind of, branch out from there, so I need to actually write it down, but Dubai is on the traveling bucket list. I love it. So, my traveling bucket list, I want to go to all 7 continents, including Antarctica. And then when my mom and I were talking, we were kind of like, well, what countries do you want to go to? So, I'm like, I want to go to Singapore. I want to go to South Korea. I've been to Africa before, but I still want to go to South Africa and I want to go to Kenya. I would love to go on a safari. Like, that's one of the big things. I told my mom I wanted to go to Australia, and she said that her travel group is going to Australia. So in 2025. So I got time to get my coins together, but your girl is going to Australia in 2025. So, yes, ladies, get those countries on your bucket list. What countries do you want to go to? Or maybe there are certain sites you want to see. I would love to see the Taj Mahal. There's a big world out there. Travel is also on hers. Is it okay to have different bucket lists? I guess so. I never thought about it. I just have everything on one bucket list. You're saying here Singapore and South Korea is a must. I definitely want to go. I do too. And Mr. DJ Music is here saying good morning, good evening, sorry. Good evening to you as well. Okay, so yeah, so my bucket list, when I get back, I will tell you all what my bucket list item is, and then I'll have some information to share about it as well. So, yes, winning the lottery is on your list. That is something you can only halfway control. You can't even halfway control that. The seven wonders of the world. I like it. I like it very much. Okay, so let's deal with TikTok. How many of you use TikTok? Put a 1 in the chat if you actively use TikTok. Put a 2 in the chat if you're not really on it too much or at all. And everybody, don't forget to like the video as you're coming in. Like the video. Put a 1 in the chat if you use TikTok pretty actively. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't really use it much or at all. I see a lot of twos here. Y'all are my people. Okay, two, two. And you don't look, if you use it, say one, like live proudly in it. Which y'all are saying too. I'm a two as well. I went on TikTok a couple of times. I had it on my cell phone, and then I heard all of the commotion about TikTok probably about 7, 8 months ago, and I ended up taking it off my phone. So, TikTok is in trouble with the United States government. It's not just the United States. India, for example, has banned TikTok. There are a lot of different governments, like presidential palaces, and congressional palaces that don't allow their people to have TikTok on their cell phones. And anytime anything like that happens, I always have my ears perked up. So, Selfish Love is saying loves TikTok. Mr. DJ Music is in here saying one as well. So we've got a lot of twos, but then Sydney is saying Northern Lights. My mother has gone there. She showed me the pictures. Beautiful. I have to get there at some point. It's a great, great item to add to my bucket list. So TikTok just seems like a time waster and a distraction. I think with anything, You can either use it to make money or to learn something or to be a time waster. It depends on what the algorithm is feeding you, what you're looking for. I do have TikTok on my desktop because I've tried to use it in order to find great stories or things like that to bring to you ladies, but I actually don't find it easy to use. I can't find stuff easily that I think is interesting. So, it's been kind of a hit or miss for me. And the algorithm has been really screwy, especially with Black people. So, y'all don't think China already has info on us? They have some info. The problem is that the amount of info we're giving to TikTok is a huge problem. The way that they were able to get our info before was like through Facebook or other places. Now we're directly giving it to, even though allegedly the CEO says that they don't take information from the Chinese Communist Party, they call it the CCP and all of that. Nobody believes that. Nobody believes that. So, your business can blow up on TikTok. The problem is that a lot of people are just putting too much information on TikTok. And once you have TikTok on your phone, my understanding is it's able to geo track you, it's able to get your health data and things like that. Your data is the new gold. This is why Facebook is working so hard to protect its place with Facebook and Instagram, its place with regards to you feeding data to it. So, all right. So, let's talk about TikTok because, again, the CEO was in front of Congress for 6 hours yesterday giving his testimony. He did a lot of prep. I'm not going to show the video of the TikTok CEO, but I will say he's quite impressive. I saw like 30 minutes of the testimony, but I don't have time to watch 6 hours of anything. But so I looked for like some of the highlights that were out there. But he's quite impressive. He is Singaporean. He's from Singapore, and seems like he has a business degree from very educated man, very lawyerly type. He knew what questions to answer, knew how not to answer questions, how to skirt around questions. They prepared him, and I think he kind of let it slip that that Chinese people were a part of his team preparing him for this. It was a very big um it was a very big deal. And the other one of the other parts that I heard within his testimony is that one of the congressmen asked him if TikTok expected revenues of about 18 to 20 billion dollars. And he, of course, the CEO got defensive and was like, "We can't tell you how much money we're going to be making, but ladies," and TikTok has just scratched the surface of what it can be. And I'm going to show you a couple of articles with regards to that. There's a lot of money at stake. There are a lot of stakeholders who want, not a lot. There are some stakeholders who want TikTok to remain in the United States. And then there are other stakeholders who absolutely do not want it here for a lot of different reasons. So, we're going to talk about those things tonight, and then we're going to move on to some of the other messy topics that we have here. Okay, so let's go here to this is the first article from Reuters. TikTok congressional hearing, CEO Shu Z Chu grilled by US lawmakers. So let's read here what happened yesterday. US lawmakers on Thursday battered, and that's not an exaggeration, they did batter the man, battered TikTok CEO about potential Chinese influence over the platform and said its short videos were damaging children's mental health, reflecting bipartisan concerns about the app's power over Americans. Ladies, there are very, very few times in this country where there is bipartisan support for something. But what I saw yesterday from the 30 minutes that I saw, and then the clips that I saw, bipartisan support with regards to this whole TikTok thing. CEO Xu Zichu's testimony before Congress did little to assuage U.S. Worries over TikTok's China based parent company ByteDance and added fresh momentum to lawmakers' calls to ban the platform nationwide. Over 5 hours of testimony, Chu repeatedly denied the app shares data or has connections with the Chinese Communist Party and argued the platform was doing everything to ensure safety for its 150 million American users. Ladies, half of America is on TikTok. Half of America is on TikTok. That's a lot of data that we're gathering or they're gathering on our people, right? The things that we want to know, the things that we're doing, the people we're connected to. And because they control the algorithms, they are able to take our youth and our most vulnerable people and wreak havoc on us as Americans. Chu said TikTok for more than 2 years has been building what amounts to a firewall to seal off protected US user data from authorized foreign access. Okay, here's the problem with this firewall thing. The firewall, according to the congressional people, they're concerned that the developers and the engineers who were Chinese who worked on TikTok has backdoors into this. So they don't believe that the firewall is really going to do any good. That's what I heard from the congressional testimony. You all can Great Firewall of China. Hey, Tam, you probably know more about this than I do. Yes, you talk about warfare here. Look, the warfare of the 21st, 22nd century is digital cyber warfare. Imagine if, especially with the deepfake AI, imagine, did you all see this week there were Trump said that he was going to get arrested on Tuesday, and some people did some deep fakes of Trump with the New York Police Department being arrested. There was a time when the deep fakes, like, or when the fake AI was like noticeable, you could tell it was something that was um, was fake. But now anything can get in our algorithms and we could have another George Floyd or worse. This is a big issue, ladies. And it doesn't have to be race. It could be sex. It could be the gender war issue. It could be politics, Democrats versus Republicans. I mean, anything could happen. Yeah, he raised $2 million off of that. He did. He did. There was a time, though, selfish love, I think he would have raised a lot more money. So, but let's keep going here. The bottom line is that American data stored on American soil by American company overseen by American personnel. They're concerned about the back door, if there's a back door. And I did hear that again in the testimony. But not a single lawmaker offered support for TikTok. Not a single lawmaker offered support for TikTok as they deemed Chu's answers on China evasive, which they were. They were evasive, the 30 minutes I saw, and aired concerns over the power the app holds over US children. Others accuse TikTok of promoting content that encourages eating disorders among children, illegal drug sales, and sexual exploitation. Quote, TikTok could be designed to minimize the harm to kids, but the decision was made to aggressively addict kids in the name of profits. This is Representative Kathy Castor, who is a Democrat at the House of Representatives Energy and Commerce Committee hearing. Ladies, Facebook did the same thing. So, but anyway, they're talking about TikTok. Actually, his response to that, because I do remember her saying this, because this was in the very beginning that I listened to. His response to that was Facebook did it too. And she's like, I don't care about Facebook. I'm talking to you, basically, was what she said. She was a mess. So she's the committee chairperson. She responded to many pointed questions by saying the issues were, quote, complex and not unique to TikTok. The company says it has spent more than 1.5 billion on data security efforts under the name, quote, Project Texas, which currently has nearly 1,500 full-time employees and is contracted with Oracle to store TikTok's US user data. So, one of the things they're going to try to say to America is, look at all of these employees we have. We have 1,500 employees. You can't just ban TikTok. We're going to have to, let these 1,500 people go. And I will say, the interesting thing about TikTok, y'all know I belong to a group called Sisters in Sales. They focus on tech sales, Black women who want to do tech sales. And TikTok was at our conference and they were aggressively recruiting Black women for tech sales there. I'm not telling you not to do tech sales. Y'all know I love tech sales. I love tech sales for you ladies if that is something you think you want to do. But yeah, they got 1,500 employees. You're saying here there will be more deep fakes make money for clout. Yeah, made for money and clout. They absolutely will. I'm more afraid on how quickly people are to believe things. That is a huge problem. That's a huge problem. I agree. I'm shocked it wasn't over 10 million. Tam is saying, how can I poison you? Oh, let me look at your profile. Oh my goodness. Uh, and Facebook has been grilled too, so not really a reason excuse. Yeah, Facebook has been grilled, but here's the thing. I'm gonna show it to you a little bit later. Uh, TikTok ain't paying. They ain't paying enough. Just hold on to that. Hold on to that. Uh, you're saying here that lady in tech sales video is amazing. Yeah, I like tech sales, ladies. So if you're looking to get into tech and you don't necessarily want a certification, tech sales could be where it's at. But let's keep going here. The critics were not appeased as the company failed to announce any new efforts to safeguard privacy. Chu, who began his testimony by referring to his Singaporean roots, said, quote, we do not promote or remove content at the request of the Chinese government. He added, it is our commitment to this committee and all our users that we keep TikTok free from any manipulation by any government. It is not clear how lawmakers will proceed after the hearing or how quickly they might move to pass legislation to strengthen the Biden administration's legal powers to ban TikTok. Some 20 US senators, 10 Democrats and 10 Republicans, have backed bipartisan legislation giving Joe Biden's administration a path to ban TikTok, and the app's fate has added a new element of tensions between Washington and Beijing. Ladies, again, this is bipartisan. I read an article a couple of months ago that said that the people in Congress and White House were told that they cannot have TikTok on their phones. They cannot have TikTok on their White House phones or their congressional phones. So they're getting pretty serious about this. Excuse me. When asked about a potential divestiture, Chu said that the issue was, quote, not about the ownership and argued U.S. concerns could be addressed by moving data to its U.S. storage centers. So the ownership thing that I heard them talking about was why not make the company public in the United States on NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange. So he's saying no. He doesn't have the authority to do that. China's Commerce Ministry said forcing TikTok's sale will seriously damage the confidence of investors from all over the world, including China, to invest in the United States, and that China would oppose any sale. So this is him here. If you all didn't get a chance, to see him, uh, this is him here. Okay, let's see what else he is saying here. Some lawmakers cited China's comments to reject TikTok's contention that it is separate from the Chinese government. At Thursday's House hearing, Representative Neil Dunn asked Chu if ByteDance has spied on Americans at Beijing's request. Chu said no. Well, of course he would say no. And they were saying a couple of times during the 30 minutes I watched, lying in front of Congress is a felony. It's illegal. So, you know, who knows about that? Republican Dunn then asked about U.S. media reports that a China based team at ByteDance planned to use TikTok to monitor the location of specific U.S. citizens and repeated his question about whether ByteDance was spying. I don't think that spying is the right way to describe it. Ladies, he said, I don't think spying is the right way to describe it. He went on to describe the reports as involving an quote, international investigation, but was cut off by Dunn, who called TikTok's widespread use a cancer. Hey, Mocha Mommy, saying this TikTok thing is freaking the teenagers out. It should, because it's probably the way it looks. And I spoke to another friend of mine this morning and asked her, and she's really into these things. The way it looks is probably going to get banned. Shares of US social media companies that compete with TikTok for advertising rose on Thursday. So, Meta, which is Facebook and Instagram, rose, and Snapchat rose. The reason why these two companies, ladies, have a vested interest in TikTok closing is because when TikTok closes, people believe that Instagram Reels and Snapchat is going to be the place where these creators go. I don't know. I asked, what about YouTube Shorts? I was told by the person who knows the teenagers better than I do, no to YouTube Shorts. It's going to either be Instagram or Snapchat. So, you're saying, yeah, the teenagers are going crazy. Yeah. Well, at least they're paying attention. And then we're talking about saving our children here. And just read this a little bit. Democratic lawmaker Tony Cardenas said Chu was a good dancer with words and accused him of avoiding tough questions on evidence that the app has harmed children's mental health. Chu said the company was investing in content moderation and artificial intelligence to limit such content. Representative Diana DeGette, who is a Democrat, said TikTok's efforts to prevent the spread of misinformation on the platform were not working. Quote, she says, you gave me only generalized statements that you're investing, that you're concerned, that you're doing the work. That is not enough for me. That's not enough for the parents of America. Then another representative said, showed the committee a collection of short TikTok videos that appear to glorify self harm and deleting oneself, or outright tell viewers to delete themselves. Quote, your technology is literally leading to death. We must save our children from big tech companies like yours who continue to abuse and manipulate them for your own gain. Chu told the congressman that TikTok takes the issue of deleting yourself or self harm very, very seriously. TikTok is not available in China. TikTok is not available in China. Hold on. Let's stop for that sentence. TikTok is not available in China, but they're giving it to us. Where ByteDance offers a Chinese equivalent called Douyin, Still, the hearing was closely watched in the country, in China, with related news posts gathering millions of views on microblogging site Weibo, where many users expressed sympathy for Xu and criticized US hostility. Let me ask you a question. Why would Chinese engineers create an app that is highly addictive and not have it in their own country? And this is Reuters. This is Reuters. This is not, I mean, Reuters is like, in my opinion, good journalism, not taking one side or the other side from what I know. They know the influence. Yeah. Listen to what the CEO said. Absolutely. Wouldn't their mental health hurt anyway? Even if you ban the internet, it's still unfortunate because it's a symptom of social issues, not an app. Here's the problem with that is if you have somebody who is thinking about those things and then they go, it's like listening to a song, right? I don't know how old you are, but some of my older ladies know Sade. Sade was a super mellow woman, but like, don't listen to Sade when you're too depressed because she will put you deeper into depression. Just like there are some other songs that you listen to them and all of a sudden you're happy, right? Like Happy by Pharrell, or something like that, where you start dancing and getting energy. And I'm not saying that mental health is always able to be solved by a song, but the app is able to put things in front of young people that can take them into a deeper depression. So, um, yeah, and some of these apps contribute to social issues. They can sway elections by suppressing information, by lifting up information. Now you got the deep fake stuff that can seem real. Yeah, Fine by Mary J. Blige will do it. Yes. That's not for the good of Chinese people. They are just heavily censored. Yeah, they are heavily censored, but they also understand what TikTok is capable of. Hugh Zhizhen, I hope I'm saying his name right or her name right, a former editor in chief of state run tabloid Global Times said in a tweet on Thursday the US is robbing TikTok this time, but it is hypocritically going through the process of a hearing. They're robbing. This is about money, ladies, at the end of the day as well. They're robbing TikTok. On Friday, the Chinese Foreign Ministry at a regular news briefing said it had never asked companies to collect or provide data from abroad to the Chinese government in a way that violated local laws, and that the US was presuming TikTok's guilt and, quote, unreasonably suppressing the company. ByteDance, who owns TikTok, did not reply uh, for a request to a request for comment. So that's the very first article here. Again, Snapchat and Meta or Facebook, they stand to gain from TikTok being banned. Meta, at least Facebook, donates a lot of money to Congress. They do a lot of lobbying. So say what you want about Zuckerberg, but I would not doubt it if Google, Alphabet, YouTube is, in the mix as well. But both Snapchat and Meta had an increase in their stocks today. I read it was about 20%. So yeah, look, people are going to be making money from this, no matter what way it goes. Uh, let's talk about a loser from this is, of course, you're thinking about the creators, right? Because there are certain creators who make a lot of money from TikTok. There was an article that I read, I didn't pull it up for today's session, where this woman said she stands to lose $10 million a year in revenue if TikTok is banned. There are people who, are starting to monetize with TikTok and more importantly, have um, their communities on TikTok. If that is you or if that is your children, I suggest you have them move those communities to another social platform as a backup. Or if you're in business, start getting people signed up to your email list now. That is my suggestion to you. So it's saying here, let me just find TikTok here. Okay, of course, this thing doesn't want to work on my screen here. Uh, Here we go. Okay, it's saying here TikTok pays creators through its creator fund a pool of $200 million. Dollars. That was in the summer of 2020. TikTok said it planned to expand that pool to $1 billion in the US over the next 3 years. So that would be now, and double that internationally. In comparison, YouTube paid creators $30 billion in ad revenues, probably from 2020 to 2023. So TikTok is still not paying its creators a lot of money in comparison to YouTube, but people are still making a living from TikTok. So, you know, when I said tonight's topic was TikTok isn't paying enough, this is what I mean as well. This is what I mean as well. Like, they're not paying enough. They're not paying enough to creators. They've hired 1,500 people, but that ain't enough, right? Also, um, well, I'm going to share this with you and then I'm going to show you their lobbying money. One of the things that TikTok is trying to do is they are trying to build an e commerce platform. They actually have already built it. And they are trying to put fulfillment centers all around the country, just like Amazon does. Remember what happened a couple of years ago during the pandemic? All of a sudden China was closed down, and what happened? We had a huge supply chain issue. One of the things I'm grateful for with the United States government is that they are taking this seriously. Imagine a time when you have two big places where you are able to get your goods from: Amazon and TikTok. I don't know about you, but I would be a little concerned about that. They were trying to put these fulfillment centers throughout the country. This is an article as of October 2022. So it's just something to be aware of. Um, TikTok. TikTok is paying for lobbying. But when I tell you they're not paying enough, this is an article from July 2021. They paid $2.1 million in the second quarter to lobby the US government. So for annualizing that, you're looking at about $8 to $9 million a year. Here's the problem that you have, ladies. This is why I say that TikTok isn't paying enough. This is a website called Open Secrets, and Open Secrets actually discloses the lobbying that happens. TikTok needs to add more money. I don't know if they're adding more money in this year, but agricultural business. You have agricultural services and products spending $41 million to lobby. Uh, Food processing spending 33 million. Tobacco spending 30 million. You have, I want to go up here to defense. Where is this? Pick another sector. Let's go to defense. Defense spent $125 million in 2022. So imagine you have an industry paying you 125 million. You have another industry paying you, the food sector is paying you another 100 million, and you got TikTok over here giving you 10 million. Ain't enough money. This is my conspiracy theory. I should have said that. My conspiracy theory, it ain't enough money. Ain't enough money. They're not Walmart. They may be trying to be, but they're not Walmart. They're not like some major corporation. So, yeah, final thing is at some point, I'm going to do a whole show on this, but I saw a documentary, well, not documentary, it was a little like 20-minute video on YouTube that said that because of the birth issue in China, they expect India to be the next superpower with regards to supplies and logistics and things like that. So, this could be one of the other reasons why China is really trying to get TikTok in the United States and globally. India has officially banned TikTok in its country, but this is a geopolitical thing as well, ladies. It's very much a geopolitical thing. Becoming bossy, TikTok isn't paying the US government enough. It's not. It ain't enough money. It ain't enough money. Alrighty then. So that was the show on TikTok. If you all want to come on, the link is pinned in the comment section. I hope everybody liked the video as well. Like the video, share it with a friend or two. We're going to move on to our other messy topics now. The US firms and companies are already outsourcing Indian service providers, consultants, and all. They absolutely are. And now don't even have to import people. So you're saying here, I saw that as well, Sherri. I also saw there will be more manufacturing in Mexico to support the US. There will be. There will be. So, okay, let's move on to the mess for today. Messy money topics. This was an article from a couple of months ago. Oh, move out the way. A man is suing a woman for $2.2 million because she won't date him. He said she damaged my rep, ladies. I saw this and I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. Fortunately, it's not in the United States, but that doesn't mean that somebody in the United States won't get this idea. But let's see what this loser loser is doing here. So it says here, don't let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game, but also don't sue if it lands you in the friend zone. A man in Singapore filed two lawsuits against a woman who refused to date him. Ladies, if you're trying to date in Singapore, I'd be cautious and careful. Let's see if I can make this a bit bigger for everybody. Um, Claiming she caused him emotional trauma after telling him she only wanted to be friends. Ladies, imagine you tell a man you only want to be friends and he sues you for $2 million. And she don't have it like that. I read this article. I was thinking, well, maybe she's an heiress or somebody. No, the man, identified as Kay Koshigan, threatened to sue Nora Tan, who rejected him, but initially put the lawsuit on hold after she agreed to attend counseling sessions with him, which she did for a year and a half. Lady, she gave up a year and a half of her life to this dude. When Tan, who met Koshigan, a director at a drone company, D1 Racing, in 2016, continued to reject his romantic advances and eventually cut contact with him, he filed two lawsuits. One suit was filed in a high court with a claim of $2.3 million for allegedly causing, quote, damage to his stellar reputation and, quote, trauma, depression, and impacts to his life. He filed a second suit with a magistrate's court asking for $16,700 in damages for breaching an agreement to improve their relationship after she stopped attending counseling sessions, according to the court documents obtained by Channel News Asia. I hate to laugh. I hate to laugh because this poor woman is going through it. I don't know whatever happened to this court case, but this is like a couple of months old, this article is. So maybe it's still going on. The latter suit was later dismissed. So the $16,000 suit was later dismissed by Deputy Registrar Louis Tan, who reportedly called the suit, quote, manifestly groundless and without foundation, and said the court would not be an accessory to Koshygin's calculated attempt to compel engagement from Tan. The court ruled that the two had been friendly after meeting in 2016, but their friendship broke down in 2020. So she knew this man for 4 years. It was a hot mess. Broke down in 2020 after there was miscommunication about the nature of their relationship, with Koshygan believing it was romantic. While Tan believed they were friends, Koshygan considered her his quote, closest friend, and was appalled when she felt the need to step back from their social interactions and encouraged him to be self reliant. This prompted him to send her a letter alleging, quote, monetary damages arising from negligent infliction of emotional distress and possible defamation. So basically, defamation, she must have been running all over town saying this dude is crazy. Yes, the entitlement is global. But why should she have to disappear, Dawn to Earth? Why should she have to disappear for telling a guy, go be self-reliant? He's a CEO of a company. Like, I'm not interested. Guy is weird. According to this article, the judge threw out the one of the lawsuits, but the big lawsuit, Selfish Love, for $2.3 million is still out there on the books. Yeah, this woman's life is in danger. He is crazy. He is cray cray. You're right. Um, So let's continue reading this here. Tan began a harassment suit against Koshygan in April of last year and stopped attending counseling sessions. In response, Koshygan continued to contact her, allegedly alluding to the potential suit in text messages. She cut off contact with him completely on May 19th. Koshygan launched the High Court lawsuit against Tan. So the man launched the High Court lawsuit against the woman in July, claiming she had told third parties that he had harassed her, which he probably did. I have to say, allegedly, he probably was harassing her, which caused damage to his stellar reputation, as well as trauma, depression, and impacts to his life. The now rejected magistrate suit was filed in August. The judgment released on Saturday said Tan, after years of massaging the claimant's unhappiness, has finally decided to stand up to his threats rather than cower and give in to his demands. The High Court suit is set for a case conference on February 9th. Ladies, oh, the dangers of dating these days. I mean, my goodness. $2.2 million, his life insurance policy isn't even that much. It might be. It might be the gall of this man. And imagine this. Imagine this. Imagine she wants to date somebody else, and another man is like, I'm considering dating her, but she's got this crazy guy suing her for $2.2 million. She needs a pew pew. Yes, she does. I hope she has one. Talking about his stellar reputation. So he was threatening her with a lawsuit if she didn't date him. Yes. And had the gall to put the paperwork in. Whew. A powerful man trying to bend the will of a woman who rejected him. Tale as old as time. Absolutely. He is trying to force her to date him by hook or by crook. The entitlement, audacity, and gall. I agree. I tell you, I don't think she has a GoFundMe or anything, but as women of the world, like, this is one GoFundMe I would put money into. Like, countersue his ass into oblivion. Take his company, take whatever it is, put him in a straitjacket. too crazy. Too crazy. Okay, here's another story for anybody who lives in South Carolina. I'm sorry, but your comptroller, that's like your head accountant, made a $3.5 billion accounting error, and now lawmakers want him fired. Selfish love. Can you make a $3.5 billion accounting error? Can you make a $3.5 billion accounting error anywhere, but especially in South Carolina? And now lawmakers want him fired? How about you are fired? Where's the pink slip? This is from Fortune magazine. It says, quote, once we identified the cause of the problem, we worked with stakeholders to correct it, unquote. South Carolina state controller should be fired over a $3.5 billion accounting error, and the office he runs should be gutted, lawmakers investigating the mistake said in a report on Wednesday. And this was just from 7 days ago, ladies. This is not like, old news. Republican Comptroller General Richard Ekstrom has attracted mounting scrutiny since he first told lawmakers last month that he had unintentionally exaggerated the state's cash position by $3.5 billion by overstating the amount the state had sent to colleges and universities. How you not get fired and sent to jail? Look, unless he embezzled the money, which just doesn't say he embezzled the money, I don't think he should be sent to jail, but he should never work in accounting again. Selfish Love is saying not at all. Selfish Love, who makes a $3.5 billion accounting error? You don't think you would have caught that in the review? You don't think you would have caught that when you reconcile the bank statements? I'm sorry. This is the craziest thing. This is like a messy money topic. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right. The next story I want to share with you is about Sherri Shepherd. Sherri Shepherd says going to jail over unpaid tickets was a major life lesson. So let's see what happened to Sherri here. Uh, The former The View co-host spoke on the matter during a recent sit-down with Page Six, and Sherri acknowledged how, although she initially didn't see her jail stint as a good moment, she now realizes that it taught her to quote pay all her bills. Ladies, you need to go to jail to know to pay your bills. Okay. And this, I'm sure, was a long time ago in her 20s, I'm hoping. But she says here, yeah, I went to jail for not paying my tickets. At the time, I did not think being in jail was a good moment, but looking back, I learned I had to pay all of my bills. As a result, she referred to jail as a classroom, and she noted that the overall experience was a life lesson. After all, people are more apt to learn something after messing around and finding out. So this is what Sherri said. Ladies, pay your bills. That's the lesson she got from going to jail. Take the counting out of accounting. Yes, look, that thing is crazy. Where are the auditors? Look, the comptroller himself should have caught a $3.5 billion error. In South Carolina, it's not like we're talking about the United States government as a whole. We're talking about South Carolina. Like, come on. When you lie on your job application, goodness. Y'all know, if he was of color, this would be a wrap for him. Look, it should be. It should be. Oh, Sherri, yeah, Sherri needs Sherri needs to go to jail to learn to pay her bills. I don't need that lesson. I don't want to take a foot near a jail. Me neither. Me neither. Okay, I got one more story for you, and then we're going to wrap up for the evening, let you enjoy your Friday. And actually, I'm going to make this smaller so you all can see it. This is a story at a pizzeria has this sign that says now hiring non-stupid people. This is Santino's Pizzeria. I think it's in New York. No, it's in Columbus, Ohio. They're making waves for its blunt health wanted sign that reads, now hiring non stupid people. Y'all, the bar is low. The bar is low. If a pizzeria needs to put a sign out saying they are now hiring non stupid people, I don't blame them. Like, we're not asking you to be astrophysicists here, but can we at least get somebody with some common sense? Oh my goodness, ladies. Oh my goodness. They are mad, mad. Yes. I bet you if we were to read this article, we're not going to read it because I just wanted to stop at the sign here. I bet you if we were to read this article, they would have some weird and funny and crazy stories about the people trying to get a job at this pizzeria. Sherri is cracking me up today. Good becoming boss. See, I wanted this to be a crack up kind of thing, right? Just like dumb money news. The bar is in hell. Yes, it is. Hopefully, they don't want these non stupid people at a minimum wage. I hope not. I hope not. I mean, they're probably not going to make too much money, but at least have some common sense. I have seen these signs, especially if you have kids in fast food. Trust me, these teens got stories for days. Yeah. All right, ladies. Well, that is the show for the evening. Don't forget to like the video on your way out. On Sunday, I will be with Mocha Mommy on Mocha Mommy's channel at noon Eastern Time. We were reviewing the book, $100 Million Offers. Mocha Mommy, I bought another copy of my book. I have it highlighted. I am ready for you, my dear. So we will be on Mocha Mommy's channel on Sunday at noon. Tomorrow, I'm doing my bucket list item. So if you all are listening to the replay, tell me your bucket list item in the comment section. I will tell you when I get back from my bucket list item what my bucket list item is, because I'm hoping that it'll help you ladies as well. So we will see. I'm going to do another one of these. Messy money, because I have like more stories that I didn't even get to today. So we're gonna do these um, messy money topics, every once in a while when we need a really good laugh. My BF got me on at Little Caesars when I was 15, Nepo baby. I love it. $100 million questions. Yeah, look, let's make some money, Mocha Mommy. Let's do that. All right, ladies. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you on Sunday. Take care. Bye.